Hi, hello, welcome to Devon Monk's Works and Worlds. I think we're on Monday Monk 98. I'm looking down at that little sticky note that I wrote and I haven't marked it, so I'm not sure. I think we're on 98, which means we're just two Monday Monks away from 100. And I think I have decided I'm going to do a live streaming on the 100th episode. It won't be done on a Monday though. I have late hours that I work on that Monday that is a side thing I do that isn't a part of my writing life, and it means that and it starts early too. So there's not going to be a good time Monday for me to do a actual live stream. But I'm thinking maybe on the weekend, maybe a Saturday. What do you think? Maybe a Saturday or Sunday morning, we could all meet in our pajamas and hang out and chat. What do you think about that? Like a pajama party. I haven't had a pajama party for a long time. Maybe we should just like get in our coolest PJs and hang out and just I don't know, spend a little time together. We could knit. We could chat about books, chat about RVing, chat about the weather. I don't know what we want to chat about. Something. We could do something. Anyway, let me know if you have any ideas of what you might like to do for the 100th Monday Monk. Just seems like it should be celebrated. That's all I'm saying. Just some little celebration. Even if nobody shows up for the live, I'll just go live and be like dumb for an hour, and then and then and then I'll make it available for people to see who didn't catch the live. And you'll just watch me saying like, here I am live and nobody's here with me, and I'm going to ask myself questions. Maybe I'll interview myself. Anyway, so let me know what you think about live. One thing I could do is pre-answer questions if someone couldn't make it to the live, but they wanted to ask me something. I mean, you could ask me something on any of these and I'd be happy to answer. Keep it PG, people. Keep it PG. But anyway, so we'll figure out the 100th as we get closer. But right now, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate your time with me today. I'm going to cover what I usually cover pretty quick because I really don't have that much to say today. You know, it's one of those weeks where I feel like I did stuff, but I don't remember most of it, and I don't know how to sum it up because those brain cells are long gone. So, how is writing going? Good, I think. Yeah, I think writing's going well. I have written. I know that for sure. I'm doing some other admin stuff too that needs to be done. There are things that go along with being a writer that have nothing to do with actually writing words, especially if you are writing books and series and putting those books and series out in a fairly consistent manner. There are things you have to do, like I just found out that I think it's Google and Yahoo have changed their email receiving rules or something, so that in order for my newsletter to go out, I have to go in and do a bunch of verifications between my newsletter and my hosting account of my web page, my host that actually hosts my Devon Monk at devonmonk.com. That entity, I have to get it hooked up to my newsletter so that when my newsletter goes out, it doesn't look like it's spam. I mean, I think it probably already looks like it's spam, but at least the computers can recognize, or the whatever search engines, that it's not spam. And it's technical stuff. And you know, I'm not a technical person. Thank goodness for YouTube because our videos, and thank goodness for other authors who are in the same boat and will point each other toward tutorials so that we can figure out how to do these things. A few people also pointed toward someone that I could hire to do it for me, but I was running out of time. I didn't know if they would have time in their schedule. I thought I would try it first myself to see if I could do it. And I did that, I think, on Sunday, and it looks like it all went through okay. So for not being technical, thank goodness for tutorials and people like taking screenshots and putting big red arrows pointing toward what to do and not to do. And I think I got it done. So I've been doing a lot of those kinds of things on the side this week. It's stuff that I just call admin work. It's just part of the administration of being a writer who writes for a business. It is my career, which means it is my job, which means it has these things that have nothing to do with writing all tied up in it. I'm working on some other projects on the side that aren't actually the writing part of the projects, but they're, I mean, I don't want to bore you, but like every piece of writing has what are called rights, rights, that you can sell from it. So like you can sell the rights for an audio company to make an audiobook, or you can sell the rights for, I'm just riffing here, for like a comic company to make a comic off of it. You can sell the rights for, I don't know, a product to make a product off of it. So like every piece of writing has these pie slices of rights that you can distribute. And so I'm having to do some right work. It's nothing big and exciting really going on, but it's just that sort of stuff that has to happen to keep the everything clean and clear, and all the admin stuff, just all that admin stuff. It's been a week of that. I have also written, like I said, so I'm getting some fiction done too, and I'm doing some admin stuff, which I hope will be tied up a little bit. I think I have a little more to do this week, and then that should be off my plate for a while, and I can just put more time into the writing, which is the part that I love the most anyway. So, yep, so that's going along well. There's writing for you with a little bit of side story into the admin side of this career. And then let's see, what else? How is knitting going? Knitting is going well. I should have something to show you, but I don't. I didn't get to knitting the toy yet. It's not done. It's almost done. And I send my newsletter out with a new toy available in it. It'll be given away to one subscriber, as I do every month. Well, every time I sent out a newsletter, basically. The newsletter will come out at the end of the month, so I still have a couple days. So I'm going to have to knit like the wind to get this toy done. I'm excited to see how it turns out. It's looking cute so far, but right now it's just basically a tangle of yarn and needles, so it's nothing to show. I should get that done here pretty soon. And so that's knitting. And then how is life in general going? It's going along. We had some mild weather this week. All my flowers are starting to pop up, and I'm going to have to dig those out of my beds that I'm trying to simplify and decide if I'm going to keep them. These are like daffodils and irises and stuff. And I do want to keep them, some hyacinths. I just want to put them somewhere else. So I'm going to be seeing if I have any leftover pots, like potting shed pots that I can put the bulbs into and keep those safely there for the season. And then I'm reworking those beds. I mean, I'm all doing it all in my head right now. I haven't actually gotten out there with a shovel yet, but this is about the right time to do it, because in between rain, the ground shouldn't be too muddy. I don't know. I have to check that. If you go digging out in the flower beds when it's too muddy, you are pulling up just buckets of mud, and you lose so much soil that way. So I don't want to do that, but I might be able to dig up those bulbs and get them safely stashed for the rest of the work that needs to be done out there. So that's going on. Not a lot else is going on in the old Monkland this week. Nothing that I can think of anyway right now. So I thought, just to finish off the video, here's one thing I want to say. I have two brothers who are paranormal investigators. They investigate, and they're very interested in what's called high strange. So that's UFOs, cryptids, and other just things that don't fit into the logical slots of the world. They're terrific guys. Of course, I would always say that they're my brothers, but they are terrific guys. And they have a YouTube channel. It's called Under the Oregon Moon. I'm going to put a link to it down below. They just did a live show where they talked about some interesting things that are going on with the UFOs. I think they're called something else, like something else, a different term than unidentified flying objects. It's like aerial phenomenon or something like that. Unidentified aerial phenomenon, UAPs or whatever. That Congress and the Senate are looking at different rules for getting information out of some of our militaries and other agencies about what people have seen, which I think is fascinating. And so they're following those kinds of stories, interesting Bigfoot sighting type stories. And one of my brothers and his wife recently returned from Romania, where they did some paranormal investigating over in Romania. And they were able to see Dracula's castle and a bunch of other really interesting paranormal type of sites. So I'm going to put a link down below to their YouTube channel. You can also follow them on Facebook. But on their YouTube channel, they do a live show every couple months, and they record it so you can watch it after it goes live. So they just did a live show. You should go check it out 100%. As a matter of fact, if you're, you don't have to stick around here with me today. Just go watch them. Go watch them. Their last show was really fun. It was excellent, and I would recommend you go check them out. Okay, if you're still here because, I don't know, you got nothing else to do right now, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pull a little paper out of my wooden heart. And in here, this is now a couple years ago, I guess, I wrote down a bunch of subjects that I thought I might talk about if I had nothing else to talk about on Monday Monk. And it's come in handy, honestly. Well, this is an interesting one to pull up. Okay, here we go. Here's what we get. Tarot. That's actually pronounced tarot or tarot. Tarot, as in the cards, as in the divination cards. So tarot, I'm going to talk about it in a couple different ways. Originally was a card game. That's all it was. And then someone decided to start using it as a way to look into the future or to divine, destinies and that kind of thing. And I've always found it fascinating. I love the symbols of the tarot deck because it's not all happy, it's not all sad, but it's always engaging. And so I do own several tarot decks. I like looking at the images in them. I like to pull cards and meditate on what they might mean, how I might meditate on those aspects in my own life. I find it very interesting. I have also used tarot to work through writing blocks because, again, it's interesting, like basic, what would you call it? Like characters and archetypes. That's what it's called. So there's the hero's journey is in the tarot deck. It starts off with the fool who is heading off with no knowledge off onto a quest, and by the end of it is the world. So it really takes the fool through all the journeys of successes and failures, and comes out to the end of owning the world or being the world or having the world. That's kind of simplified, but it does have a basic story in it, which I find interesting. And so every once in a while, I have used tarot to, when I'm in a stuck spot in my writing, I can like pull a couple cards and ruminate on it, look at it and say like, is there a challenge that I could give my character? This is one of the challenge cards. Like, is there some sort of a challenge of the heart that maybe the character might be dealing with? And, those kinds of questions, I think can really spark answers, right? They can spark possibilities. And when you write, sometimes you just need a little something to make you look at it from a different perspective. So tarot is really great for that. There are even, I think, some specific tarot decks put together for writers to help writers, use the deck for their writing to plot books and that sort of thing. I've never used it for that type of stuff, but I have used it for what an interesting image, and does this have anything to do with what would my character think if they saw this image? That's a good question too that can come out of that sort of stuff. So yeah, I have, like I said, a few decks. I also have a few oracle decks, which are, again, for me, very meditative in that same way. They definitely can open up some what if questions, which is always good in fiction, and I like to use them in my fiction. Sometimes I'll use them just in my regular life too, just be like, use those cards about my life. I have even done tarot readings for friends and family, and I don't feel like I am an expert at it. I feel like there are a lot of layers of how you can interpret the cards, but I do enjoy exploring that. So yeah, that's something there. You learned something about me. That's definitely tarot's a cool thing. I have fun with it. Also, several of my characters will maybe not several, but I have definitely pulled the tarot into a couple of my stories. Like in Ordinary, there's Delaney's aunt. She runs a crystal shop and a gaming store, something like that, and she uses tarot cards and stuff. So it's fun to use what I have experienced in real life, with having a tarot deck and knowing what it is, with one of my characters in books. Okay. It's a very strange second one. I'm going to pull one more here just to end it off here. That says vacation. Good question. Good thing to ask about. I'm not sure why I wrote vacation down. Maybe it was just I was thinking, well, someday I may want to just talk about a vacation I've taken or something. But no, I don't. I don't have a vacation to talk about. I hope to go on a vacation this year. That would be nice. A lot of my vacations are working vacations, in which I get away from my household duties to basically go off and do more work stuff, more writing. So I do have a writing, a tiny little mini all by myself writing retreat coming up in February, where I'm going to get out and try to get a lot of writing done on one of those new side projects that I'm doing that is not one of the series that I'm working on, that I have been thinking about this book for decades, and I'm very excited to dig into it and get it started. And I'm hoping that can happen in February. We'll see how it goes. I will keep you updated on that. But in the meantime, hey, vacations. You got any coming up? Got any fun vacations going on? That's something we could talk about if we did a live Monday Monk. Okay, I think that's it. I knew this was going to be a very short video, but I thank you for coming by. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you spending a few minutes with me. Okay, so I hope you have a fantastic week, and who knows, maybe you're on vacation this week. If so, you lucky duck, enjoy the heck out of yourself, and I will see you all back here next week. Bye for now.